Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel at my Peace TV. On today's video, I want to be cooking some delicious, yummy onuwu soup we call bitter leaf soup. So these are the cocoyam I'll be using in preparing my bitter leaf soup. Guys, please, if today is the first time you're coming across my video, please do me a favor. Please, a favor. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at my Peace TV. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's very important to me. So I start with peeling the cocoyam, which I'll be using to prepare my soup. I use my potato peeler to peel the cocoyam because potato peeler is very easy for me to remove the back. You can choose not to peel your cocoyam before cooking. You can choose to cook with the back. Then after cooking, you can still remove the back and then blend them together. So after peeling, I have to wash my cocoyam very neat. I make sure that the cocoyam is well washed and clean before cooking it or before setting it on fire. So I'm done washing my cocoyam. Time to set it on fire. As my cocoyam is boiling now, I went back in seasoning my meat. After putting it on fire, I went to season my meat. So my meat, I'll be using some cow legs, some intestine, some goat meat and chicken. But before then, I have to cook my cow skin, intestine and my goat meat first to make sure it's very soft before adding my chicken. I'm done washing my meat. Yes, I'm done washing the meat that I'll be using to prepare my soup. Now time to season. I'll be using some cloves, some cinnamon stick, salt, black pepper, roughly blended chili pepper. These are the ingredients I'm using. You can choose to add some seasoning cubes if you want, but I don't add seasoning cubes to my food. So it depends on the ingredients that you want to use in seasoning your food. So after adding those ingredients, I start to turn my meat to mix all the ingredients together with the meat to make sure that the ingredients is well combined with the meat. So this is me checking my cocoyam whether it has done, and yes, my cocoyam is done. So at this point, I have to sieve out this excess water. I have to sieve out this excess water before adding my cocoyam to my blender. So here is my meat. I have put it on fire to cook. The meat is very hard, so you have to make sure you cook the meat very well before adding any other thing to it. So here is me sieving out the excess water in my cocoyam before I put inside my blender and then blend everything to soft. This is my meat, checking how far it has boiled before adding some water to it to continue cooking until it's well soft and done. So I start by blending my cocoyam. I'm blending the cocoyam now. After blending, I have to transfer in a bowl so that it will be easy for me to add in my pot of soup. I have to bring it out from the blender and put in a bowl. So this is my bitter leaf. This is the dried bitter leaf that I soaked overnight, because here in abroad we don't have fresh bitter leaves. But if you are in Nigeria, you can use fresh bitter leaf to make your bitter leaf. This is the dry fish I'm using to make my soup. I have to wash thoroughly with hot water to make sure there is no dirty or sand in it. You know, dry fish used to be sandy sometimes, depending. So after soaking some time, I have to remove out the bones to make sure that there is no bone in the fish. So I'm done washing my fish. My fish is well washed and clean, ready to put inside the soup. So I have to set it aside. Here, checking my meat. And yes, my meat is well cooked now. My meat is well cooked. So I transfer my meat, my well cooked meat, inside my soup pot. This is the pot I'll be using in making the soup. This is the pot I'm using. So at this point, I have to add my chicken. after adding my chicken into my pot of soup, I have to cover and allow it to cook for some time before I start adding my dry fish. So this is my washed dry fish I added into the pot of soup and cover to cook so that it will bring out the nutrients in it. You get? So at this point, I introduce my red oil. Yes, what is bitter leaf soup without red oil? So I have to add my red oil inside my pot of soup and then mix everything together to combine and allow it to cook very well. I added my ogiri inside my pot of soup known as locust beans. So this is crayfish, roughly blended chili pepper, some ehuru and some ozuza. I blend the both together and also added some salt because when I taste my soup, it was lacking salt, so I have to add some salt to taste. So at this point, I have to cover my soup and allow it to cook for some time before introducing my cocoyam. Yes, time to add the cocoyam inside the soup. At this point, my kitchen is smelling some goodies. Guys, try this recipe of preparing bitter leaf soup. You will love it. You will definitely fall in love with this recipe. I so much love bitter leaf soup and I have to prepare it often in my house. So this is me introducing my cocoyam inside my pot of soup. So after adding my cocoyam inside my pot of soup, I have to cover it and allow the cocoyam to melt. I make sure that all the cocoyam in my pot of soup is well melted. After adding my cocoyam, I use some water to raise the bowels that I used in putting my cocoyam before adding it inside the soup. So I have to raise the bowl and then cover my soup and allow the cocoyam to melt. It will take you like 2 to 3 minutes depending on the quantity of soup you are cooking. So here my cocoyam is melt. I add some uziza leaves. So after adding my uziza leaves, I go in with my bitter leaf and allow my soup to cook for some time and make sure that the bitter leaf is well cooked inside the soup because it's very dry. So I have to add it some time so it will cook with the remaining cocoyam inside. So my soup is done. I have to bring it down from the fire and prepare some rice flour. I make some rice flour to eat with the soup. You can choose to make any of your favorite swallow. Guys, see the outcome of my soup. I have to scoop out some soup that I'll be using to eat my food. Guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you will get notified of my next video. Thank you. See you on my next video. Bye.